Good evening, greetings, and salutations. This is Passionate Bliss, and I would like to give a warm, hearty congratulations to the winners of Love Island Season 8 USA, and that is Trinity and Bryce, as was to be expected and was aptly deserved. Trinity and Bryce gave us the best love story of the season. It was slow and steady wins the race. They flew under the radar. We didn't get a lot of drama from them. Didn't get, but we got a lot of comedy from Trinity. We got a lot of attitude from Trinity, a lot of spice. And Bryce was her silent support system throughout the whole thing. Could have done without his gay boy episodes with Zach, but they were unproblematic. It was all about love and growth, and getting to know each other was a slow burn. At first, I could not see it, but at the very end, I felt like I could see it, because what I could never see, I could never see Bryce's attraction or affection for her in the beginning. But by the end, I could see it. After Casa was when the turning point for them, when they started to be more believable, and then finally I was convinced. But it was actually, I will say, the last 3 episodes that convinced me that Bryce actually liked Trinity, and Trinity actually liked Bryce. I thought they were a scam, but in the end, I was able to buy into it, and I am supportive and congratulatory towards them. Second runner up was Carla and Naya, much deserved. They just didn't have the time or the longevity in to beat out Trinity and Bryce, but they also didn't need the money. So my preference was for Trinity and Bryce to win always. And so they had the most beautiful love story. They had the most beautiful date in my impression. It was the most romantic date. It was the most charming date. But as usual, Love Island couldn't resist the urge to profit off of Anaya's pain one more time. And they had to twist the knife and put Casey's jigaboo behind in her love story. He should have been left out. They should have found a tasteful way to leave him out, but they had to bring it up and twist the knife one last time to squeeze that last ounce of profit off of a black woman's pain. But okay, I'm gonna let this go, because it was a Disney fairy tale themed date. It was a Disney fairy tale theme evening. The story was well told. It was well written, and the blank pages in the end for them to continue is something I feel like they will continue. And I'm buying their story. I'm buying into it. And it was believable, and I believe them. And I love it. And in my left eye, all the way in the back, I almost felt a tear developing while they were on their date and they were reading their book and they were reminiscing on their story. They had the dance, they had the dip, they had the kiss, they had on crowns. It was totally Disney themed fairy tale. She came here for a fairy tale and she got one. She came here for a prince and she got one. And I am having the highest hopes for them and the best wishes for them. The next was Melanie and Sincere. Actually, it went in the order that I predicted. It was Melanie and Sincere in third place, because they actually do have a love story. I believe that she loves him, and I believe that in a twisted, messed up way that he really cares about her. And but the thing about it is that you can't really say if they have something really lasting, because Sincere is such a pathological liar. And when you are dealing with a liar, you cannot know what's true and what's not. He may actually be standing there despising Melanie and everything she stands for. But because he's such a liar, you would not know, because he's going to tell you how much he loves her and will go home and ghost her. So I do not know what the outcome is for them. I have no predictions for them. But the date was sweet. I'm going to pretend like I believe in his redemption story. Next up was Kata and Zach. I believe that Kata loves him. I believe that she's going to try to make it work. I actually do believe that Zach likes her as much as he's going to like any woman. I believe that Zach is a gay man and Kata is a beard. That's my personal opinion. They're trying to pass it off like, oh, we were just joking. But, yeah, it's not that much joking in the world. And so, anyway, that couple made it to the final 4. They had a nice speech about each other. And for the last 2 episodes, he actually was behaving like he liked her. He actually was behaving like he cared about her. If he had been acting this way the whole time, he might have been higher up in the rankings. but he would have been overtaken by Carl and Anaya, and he would never have gotten past Trinity and Bryce. So they would have, the best they could have ever hoped for was third place. But as it was, I think they were just grateful to be there. Honestly, they didn't seem bitter or hateful or anything. They knew they were lucky to be there, because I believe they actually thought that Casey and his show with TT, they actually thought that they had won. They probably thought that they actually looked like for a minute there they were surprised to be there. And so I was glad to see them humbled in that way. And I'm happy for all four final four couples, and I wish them well. Let's see, as far as my predictions on the final four, I believe that by the reunion, Trinity and Bryce will be there. I believe they're going to last for the long haul, which for me means a year at least. Carl and Anaya, I believe that they will last for the long haul, a year or more. So they will be together by the reunion time. Melly and Sincere, I have no way of knowing if they will be together by the reunion time or not. Kata and Zach, I believe they will be together by the reunion time. After that, who knows? But one thing I do believe is that, matter of fact, I'll branch on down, because I'm gonna branch down and double back to Sincere. I believe that Sincere is going to leave there. He's going to have a DM full of women, and Sincere will absolutely 100% run them hoes. I believe that Casey and TT will still be together by the reunion. I don't expect them to be together 6 months after that, because Casey's going to need her at that reunion to do his fighting for him when all the backlash happens, because I believe that Casey is 100% going to walk back that apology by the time he finishes immersing himself in his fan base. TT is already going for the nasty because she's from the gutter, and she's going to go back to the gutter. And she's already saying she's not going to be friends with these girls after they leave here. And hopefully she doesn't drag Casey down with her, but Casey's never been much on standing up to peer pressure, as we can see how he changed 180 when Corbin got there. So I believe 100% Casey is going to run them hoes. When he gets in his DM, he's going to run them hoes. Corbin is absolutely going to run them hoes. He and Parmita, I don't even know if they're going to be together for the reunion. I feel like they might actually be broken up by the reunion. And if not, they'll be broken up immediately after, because Corbin is 100% going to run them hoes that's in his DM. Let's see, who else was there as a couple? Kenzie and her dude. I don't know if they'll be there. I don't know. I was never interested in Kenzie or her couple, so I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt that they'll be together by that reunion. I doubt that, seriously. So, was that all the couples? Did I get all the couples? So those are my predictions for the reunion. The reunion is going to be August, and I'll be there for that. I guess I can wait for the reunion to give my requests for Love Island. But nah, I'll go ahead and do it now. I'm going to make a request now. This season is over. I would like some things from production for next season's candidates. Y'all can get started looking now. Open the gates now. For next season, I would like for everyone that you bring to the island to be at least 25 years of age and over. A lot of the behaviors, a lot of the problematic issues that I saw on this season is because these people were just too young. Casey and Anaya could barely communicate. They could barely figure out how to communicate with each other because they were just too young and too inexperienced. Corbin could barely talk and get out his thoughts. He was just too young. Do not bring anybody back here 25 or less. Do not bring anybody back there because they don't have the emotional range. All the crying this season was ridiculous from all the girls and from Mackenzie's dude. You need to bring people here who you don't start to form your permanent personality until you're 27 years old. And I know that y'all count on the youth and inexperience for some of the shenanigans to take place. 25 is young enough. That's the bare minimum. Nobody under 25, please. Do not bring any single parents here. The girls don't want to be moms. The dads don't want to be fathers. They came here for a hot girl and a hot boy summer. They are not here to babysit nobody and walk home anticipating changing Pampers. Don't do that. No more single parents, because you really wasted Sean's time. Nobody wanted him once they found out he was a single parent. I think if he had not been a single parent, Anaya would have gave him a little bit more of the time of day. But yeah, don't do it to the single parents anymore, because we watched Jeremiah's face fall when Huda told him that she was a single mother. Also, I need you to do better with weeding out the racists. Can you please not, it's bad enough we got to deal with the colorists and the black men that you bring on the show that don't actually like black women, but can you at least do a better job of finding out the ones who are racist? And y'all who have been using racial slurs, do not apply. Somebody's going to bust you out. You know you're a racist. Don't come on there. Quit wasting people's time and messing up the show. I'm going to need production to do better with scoping out the men and looking at their profiles for red pill content. This entire season was nearly ruined by the men who are infected with red pill. Every single one of these men, with the exception of Bryce, Carl, and Caleb, were clear, full-on red pill men. They don't value women. They don't respect women. They don't even see women as people. They only see women as objects for their desire and servants. Don't bring the red pill men back, or you're going to ruin every season you have if you're not more careful with scoping out the red pill men. Just check their timeline. Those guys, they tortured these women this season. It was really bad. I'm serious. Casey tortured Anaya on purpose. Zach tortured Kata on purpose. Sincere tortured Melanie on purpose. And I think that's why they gave us the core four, because they felt so guilty at the horrible men that they gave these women, that they sent the women out to the water park by themselves. They ain't sent the men nowhere because those men were atrocious. And I think they made sure that they gave them the core four at the end, because that's the least they could do when they had them up with those atrocious men who abused them this summer. That's the least they could do, was give the core four the finale, because those men were awful. And I think that they were trying to make that up to them by giving them the water park, making sure they got to the core four, and giving them a spa day before they left. I think, honestly, the production was trying to make it up to them, because the amount of pain and suffering that we saw these women go through this season was unprecedented, and it was disgusting. It was horrible to see. If you're going to bring black men on the show, please make sure that it's black men who actually like black women. Corbin was visibly repulsed when Anaya put her hand on him. The thought of her kissing him made him almost cringe on camera. If you're going to figure out a way, figure out a questionnaire, figure out some kind of way to find black men who actually do like black women, like all women, because they should be able to theoretically go with anybody. Get some help. I don't know. Find Ayanna Van Zant. Find somebody that can figure a way to help you find black men that actually like black women. No more ghetto people. No more ghetto people. Now, you lucked out with Trinity, but Trinity was fast with them out. Casey, ghetto. He wasn't happy until he found a ghetto woman, and y'all realized that, and that's why y'all sent them ghetto black women in there to Casa to come and collect Casey from out of Anaya's bed, because he was torturing her. Do not bring the ghetto people. I mean, there's people that can be from a lower socioeconomic status that are not ghetto. If they're not enrolled in college, do not bring them on there, and make them be in college for a year or two. They're trying to better themselves or something, and they actively enrolled in college and they're doing something, but you cannot bring these ghetto people on there. They're going to ghetto up your stage. They're going to be in the confessional saying, "Get off my dick." And they're going to be on the Casa stage saying, "I'm TT, you going to shut me up?" Please don't bring the ghetto people back next year. I want y'all to focus on more conversations. We didn't even get to know who these people are as persons. The most persons that we found out information about was Carl and Anaya, because they were both so sophisticated and classy that they were having real conversations of substance. Trinity and Bryce won, and I don't know a thing about Trinity's life or Bryce's life. It's crazy that we weren't able to bond with these people because we don't know them. We don't know anything about them. More conversations, less tongue down sessions. Lose the gross challenges. The challenges were disgusting. It's unnecessary. Y'all are smarter than that. You can find something more clever to do. Okay? So those are my Those are my requests for next year. You ended the season on a beautiful note. You managed to scrape out 2 genuine love stories that was able to bring a tear to our eyes. Y'all were not as bad as last year, but you got to do better next year. To date, your best season was season 6. The season that had Serena and Cordell as the winners. Go back to the formula again. Don't try to recreate it, but go back to the other parts. More bombshells, more dates. And that's all I got for you. With that being said, y'all have sweet dreams. And I'll see you at the reunion. I decided I'm going to cover Married at First Sight. And I'm going to do, of course, Housewives of Atlanta. So that's what I'll be doing. You know, subscribe, like, comment, thumbs up, all the above. Y'all have sweet dreams. Wait to find them real.